mai whakatau mai nei ki te kauta, ko Naomi ahau. Welcome to the kitchen. My name is Naomi and today we are going to be making some after dinner mint macarons. Now I know macarons are a little bit scary, but I have literally made about a bajillion versions of this recipe and I think I've got a good one. And today we're going to package this up and we're sending it out to Patty, and Patty was nominated by her daughter Janaea, who spoke about what an amazing teacher she is. And I just want to say that all of the teachers out there are a little bit tired and need some aroha because they have been working so hard during the COVID time. Nā reira, ho mai te paki. Round of applause for Patty. Patty, I am going to make your afternoon tea. So let's get started by making our macarons. I'm doing a Swiss meringue version. So what we do is we make a meringue, we sift some things into it, and then you fold it together in the most pedantic way you can possibly think of. Nā reira, me tīmata tātou. Let's get started. Koinei ngā kai ka whakamahia e tātou. Here are the ingredients you need.
Kia kotahi kapu me te kokonui peru penu, 1 cup and 1 tablespoon of ground almonds. Kia kotahi kapu poehu huka, 1 cup of icing sugar. Kia rua me te haurua kokonui kōkō, 2.5 tablespoons of cocoa. Kia toru whakakahu hiki iti, 3 small egg whites. Kia whā me te haurua kokonui huka one, 4.5 tablespoons of caster sugar. Kia hau whā koko iti kirimi tata, 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tart. First, add your peru penu, poehu huka and kōkō into a sifter. Sift it on in, and then you can leave it aside. Now add your whakakahu hiki and huka one into a small bowl. Add to a pot of barely simmering water. And after a few minutes, the huka one, the caster sugar, would have dissolved into the egg whites. You can rub it together with your fingers and it will be perfectly smooth. Into a mixer we go. And you just want to whip it. Da few, whip it. Add in your creamy tata. Da few tonu. Keep whipping, and you're going to whip till you get really stiff peaks. It might take around 8 to 10 minutes. So to test it, I dip it deeply into the whisk, and voila, look at that, super firm peaks. Now sift in half of your sifted mixture. That's right, we're sifting it 2 times. Half in, fold it gently, and now sift in the remaining half. Now it's time to fold it. So just watch my technique. We're doing this for around 65 motions. Tahi, rua. Once we get to 60, I spread it up the side of the bowl about 8 times, and that just knocks out a little bit of the air, and it's starting to look perfect.
Ka pai te whānau. So our macaron mixture is running nicely off the spatula. When I do a figure 8 with it, it disappears after 10 to 15 seconds. And now it is time to pipe. So I've got this small piping tip. I don't know what size it is, sorry. And I'm going to use my macaron sheet as a guide. But if you don't have one, you can get a 3 centimetre something and trace around it with 2 centimetres in between each one. Or you can just simply eyeball it, just roughly go with 3 centimetres. Okay, so let's pipe these little puppies.
So all we do is add it into our large piping bag and pipe these babies on. I just use my macaron mat as a guide. Once it's done, I pull it out. Now we want to bang it onto the table at least 5 times to knock out all those air bubbles. And then my favourite part, pop the bubbles. So much fun. After 30 minutes, it should no longer stick to your finger, so it's ready to bake. Into a 150-degree oven. You're baking these for 18 minutes. They start out like this. Oh, and look, they've grown with tiny little bubbly feet. And they are done.
Ka pai, te tiro mai, we've got some flat tops and little feet on the bottom. Now the reality is, sometimes they do a little bit of exploding, cracking, and they look a little bit different, but the good news is we're going to cover these with a bit of chocolate and decorate them and fill them, and no one will know. So let's move on to our filling.
Kia kotahi rau, tore te kaumārima karamu tiakarete hioi, 135 grams of peppermint chocolate. Kia kotahi rau karamu pataku tere tere, 100 grams of softened butter. Kia haurua kapu puehu huka, half a cup of icing sugar. Kia kotahi kokoiti waita whara hioi, 1 teaspoon of peppermint essence. Ko te mahi tuatahi, first job is to chop the tiakarete hioi. Chop it up and you just want to melt it in 30-second bursts, stirring in between in the microwave. Now, I just smear a dollop on every second macaron. These are going to be our lids. Now add your pataku tere tere and puehu huka into a bowl. Squish it together so your puehu huka doesn't fly everywhere. And give it a wee bit. Add in your waita whara hioi. Tā whiu whiua. Now we use the remaining tiakarete hioi and we slowly drizzle it in as we continue to work. And then you get this delicious situation, te tiro mai ki tēnei. Pipe it on. Look at that beautiful buttercream. Tēnō reka. We add our little lid on. And done. Te a tāhua hoki. So beautiful.
Ka pai te whānau, so here we go. They are piped, there's chocolate on top. If you wanted, you could just dust a little bit of cocoa on and you are done. Engari. But there is more. I just wanted to make a little flourish decoration. So we're gonna take some beautiful fresh hioi and, don't mind me, and some tiakarete mā. I've got about 60 grams of that. We're gonna melt this, join these together, and voila, we have some decoration.
Okay, so simply melt that tiakarete mā, grab some hioi, some mint, and drag it through the chocolate. Make sure it's quite thick, you don't want it too thin on there. And then just let it sit in the fridge. After it is chilled, it takes about half an hour, you can just peel it off and look at the most beautiful pattern. Te tiro mai, he rau hioi tiakarete. Chocolate mint leaves. Now I just use a dollop of the remaining buttercream. I add a touch of glitter, because that's what I do, to the leaves. Add our rau hioi tiakarete. And we are done.
Ko oti pai te mahi. The job is done, and I just love how the little mint leaves just add the perfect little decoration at the end. To Patty, I just want to acknowledge you again for all of your amazing work as a teacher, as a kaiako, and to all of you out there, thank you again for watching. We'll see you again soon. Ka kite anō.
Mai tōku kauta ki tō kauta ki ki ana ki te aroha. Tā whiu whiu, whip. Tā whiu whiua, whip it. Tā whiu whiu tonu, continue to whip it. O mai te paki paki, give us a clap.